Ethan Cooper, 35, sat quietly in the luxurious office at the top of the building that bore his name. Through the surrounding glass windows, the city's twinkling lights stretched out like scattered stars. He lifted a glass of red wine, but its bitterness couldn't fill the emptiness within him. As a brilliant CEO, Ethan had built a leading technology empire from scratch. He had everything people dreamed of: fame, power, and wealth. Yet the more he held in his hands, the more he realized how hollow his heart felt. 3 past relationships had left only bitterness behind. The women who entered his life were captivated by the aura surrounding him rather than the man he truly was. They loved the lavish parties and the title Ethan Cooper's girlfriend, but none understood or accepted Ethan when he removed the dazzling CEO mask. Christmas was approaching. A time meant for joy and reunion felt like a cruel reminder of his solitude. One evening, his longtime friend Lucas walked into the office. Lucas was always open, cheerful, and the kind of person who could pull Ethan out of his darker moments. "Why are you sulking here, Ethan?" Lucas asked, setting a steaming cup of coffee on the desk. "Christmas is coming. Why not try something new?" Ethan gave a faint smile. "Something new? Work? Projects? Fake relationships? I'm sick of it all." Leaning forward, Lucas's eyes lit up as if he'd just had a brilliant idea. "Then try dating. A blind date. No pressure, no expectations, just dinner. Who knows? You might meet someone interesting." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "A blind date? You've got to be joking." Lucas chuckled. "I'm serious. It's just one evening. If it doesn't work out, you've only lost a few hours. But if it does, you might find something you've been missing for so long." Ethan studied his friend, skepticism mingling with curiosity. He disliked uncertainty and detested losing control. But Lucas's words made him pause. After a few moments of silence, he nodded, though doubt still lingered. "All right, just one evening." Ethan had no idea that this decision would change his life forever. Part 2. Sophia, the compassionate woman with a heart of gold. Sophia Carter gently set down her pen, massaging her temples as she glanced up at the wall clock. It was nearing 11 p.m., yet the warm glow of her small desk lamp continued to light up her office. Outside, snow fell softly, draping the little neighborhood in a pristine white blanket. She smiled as her eyes drifted to the crack in her office door, through which she could see the orphanage's main hall. The children were fast asleep, their faces serene and peaceful under the glow of the nightlights. For Sophia, this was the greatest reward, watching these children find hope and happiness despite the hardships life had dealt them. Since becoming the manager of the orphanage, Sophia had poured her heart and soul into caring for the children. She taught them how to read, organize storytelling sessions, and simply listen to them recount their day's adventures. Her life revolved around sacrifice and giving, and she had never considered seeking happiness for herself. But Anna, Sophia's closest friend, thought otherwise. Anna had tried countless times to pull Sophia out of her work bubble, but Sophia always refused with the same simple explanation. "I'm happy here, Anna. The children need me." Tonight, however, Anna was determined not to take no for an answer. She entered Sophia's office with a mischievous smile and an envelope in hand. "Sophia, we need to talk," Anna said, taking a seat across from her. Sophia looked up, smiling back. "You're trying to convince me to go out again, aren't you? I don't have the time, Anna." "No, not going out. Just one dinner," Anna insisted, placing the envelope on the desk. "I've set up a blind date for you. Not to bother you, but because I think you deserve to be happy." Sophia's eyes widened as she stared at the envelope. "Anna, I don't have time to date. And you know relationships. They're not for me." Anna burst out laughing, grabbing Sophia's hand. "You're acting like I'm asking you to marry someone tomorrow. It's just one dinner. You have nothing to lose, Sophia. Think of it as a chance for me to thank you for everything you've done for the kids, okay?" Sophia hesitated, her gaze shifting to the children's sleeping quarters, then back to Anna. Part of her wanted to say no, but the genuine plea in Anna's eyes made it hard to refuse. "All right," Sophia sighed, picking up the envelope. "Just this once." Anna beamed, pulling Sophia into a tight hug. "You won't regret this. The person you're meeting is bound to be interesting." Sophia shook her head, smiling at her friend's enthusiasm. Little did she know, agreeing to this blind date would lead her on an unexpected journey that would change her life forever. Part 3. A Fateful Encounter. On Christmas Eve, snowflakes fell gently outside the frosted windows of a cozy little restaurant. The warm golden glow from the candles on the tables created an intimate and inviting atmosphere amidst the winter chill. Ethan walked in, clad in a tailored suit that exuded sophistication, though a hint of skepticism lingered in his eyes. He didn't expect much from this blind date. In a quiet corner of the room, Sophia had already arrived. She had chosen a simple green knit dress, her hair cascading softly around her shoulders. Unassuming yet elegant, she sat quietly at the reserved table, her hands gently clasped together, her expression a mix of nervousness and calm composure. Following the waiter's direction, Ethan walked slowly toward her table. As their eyes met, both paused, momentarily taken aback. Ethan hesitated for a beat, captivated by Sophia's clear, kind eyes and her sincere smile. Meanwhile, Sophia couldn't help but notice the poised exterior of the man before her, tinged with an unspoken loneliness she couldn't quite place. "Hello, I'm Ethan," he said in a deep, warm voice, tinged with a hint of hesitation. "Hello, I'm Sophia. It's a pleasure to meet you," she replied, her radiant smile adding warmth to her words. The conversation began cautiously, with polite small talk and brief exchanges of glances. But as the dishes were served, the atmosphere between them gradually shifted, becoming more relaxed and engaging. Sophia spoke first about her work at the orphanage. Her words were filled with a genuine passion and love for the underprivileged children she cared for. She shared stories of her daily life, moments of laughter, tears, and the simple dreams she worked tirelessly to fulfill for the children. Ethan listened intently, his eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and admiration. He had never encountered someone quite like Sophia, a woman who not only possessed an extraordinary sense of compassion, but also dedicated her entire life to others without expecting anything in return. "I never imagined anyone could live so selflessly for others," Ethan said, his voice quiet with awe. "Your work is truly remarkable." Sophia blushed, her soft laugh carrying a hint of humility. "It's what makes me happiest. Seeing those children smile makes all the challenges worth it." In turn, Ethan opened up about his own life. He spoke of the emptiness he felt despite his successful career and abundant wealth. He shared stories of 3 failed relationships and the loneliness he endured even while surrounded by luxury and grandeur. Sophia listened in silence, her thoughtful gaze growing heavier. She saw beyond Ethan's polished exterior to a soul yearning for solace and genuine connection. As the dinner drew to a close, the air between them had grown more comfortable, their exchanges more natural and meaningful. Ethan placed his napkin on the table, and after a brief moment of hesitation, spoke. "Would you like to take a walk with me?" Sophia looked up, her eyes widening slightly in surprise, mingled with curiosity. "I think it's quite cold outside," she said with a small smile. Ethan's own smile was warm and reassuring, his sincerity evident. "I promise, I won't let you feel the cold." Sophia nodded gently, her lips curling into a slow smile. "All right, I'd like to feel a bit of the Christmas air myself." Together they stepped out onto the street, adorned with the brilliant lights of Christmas decorations. The soft chill of the winter breeze enveloped them as they walked side by side through the glowing cityscape. In that moment, neither of them could have known that this simple walk was the beginning of something extraordinary, a journey to rediscover the true meaning of love and happiness. Part 4. An Evening Full of Meaning. The Christmas lights shimmered like tiny stars stretched across the streets, creating a warm and magical atmosphere amidst the winter night. Ethan and Sophia strolled side by side, their steps slow and deliberate, blending into the festive hustle and bustle of the holiday. Along the way, they passed by shop windows adorned with colorful displays, the lively chatter and laughter of people adding vibrancy to the scene. Sophia shared stories about the children at the orphanage, tales of joy and sorrow, moments that made her both laugh and shed tears. Ethan listened intently, his gaze fixed on her, following every small gesture she made. The gentleness in Sophia's voice made him feel as though he was stepping into an entirely different world, one where the simplest things held profound meaning. "Do you ever feel tired?" Ethan asked, his deep voice carrying a note of genuine concern. Sophia turned to him, her eyes glowing with a strange radiance, as if the question had touched a quiet corner of her soul. She smiled and shook her head gently. "Sometimes, yes," she admitted. "There are days when everything feels so hard, like when a new child comes to the orphanage and struggles to adjust. But then, when I see them start to smile, start to feel like they belong, it makes everything worthwhile." Ethan looked at her, saying nothing, but he knew deep down that he had never met anyone like her before. The way Sophia spoke about her work and the happiness of the children made him feel as though she had discovered the true essence of life. A strange feeling swelled in his chest, as though the icy barriers he had built over the years were melting under her warmth. "I've never met anyone who loves their work as much as you do," Ethan said, a faint smile appearing on his lips. "It's something I truly admire." Sophia chuckled softly, taking another slow step along the snow-dusted pavement. "It's not just work, Ethan. It's my life. And I think that when we live for others, we receive far more than we give." They stopped at a small stand selling hot chocolate. Sophia suggested, "Would you like a cup?" "Hot chocolate is an essential part of Christmas." Ethan nodded. He bought 2 cups and handed one to Sophia. "So, tell me more about the things that make Christmas special for you," he said, his gaze gentle. They sat on a park bench nearby, sipping their hot chocolate as their conversation flowed effortlessly. Sophia spoke of the small Christmas parties at the orphanage, of how she and her colleagues prepared gifts, decorated the tree, and created magical moments for the children. For the first time in years, Ethan didn't feel alone. He felt the warmth of the stories Sophia shared, as though she had brought a bit of Christmas magic into his life. She impressed him not only with her kindness, but also with the way she made everything seem so meaningful. "You're truly a remarkable person, Sophia," Ethan said after a moment of silence, his eyes filled with sincerity. "I think tonight has been the most wonderful evening I've had in years." Sophia smiled, her cheeks slightly flushed from the cold. "Thank you, Ethan. But I think sometimes just finding someone who understands you and sharing a meaningful evening is already a great gift." They continued talking as the Christmas lights gradually dimmed behind the gentle curtain of falling snow. That Christmas night no longer felt cold, and within each of them arose a newfound hope that this encounter might just be the beginning of something extraordinary. Part 5. A relationship built on trust. After that fateful evening, Ethan couldn't stop thinking about Sophia. Her gentle smile and passionate eyes made him feel as though he had discovered something truly precious in a life that once seemed hollow. He began to reach out to her, starting with casual phone calls, followed by invitations to cozy coffee shops and peaceful strolls in the park. Sophia, though initially reserved, accepted his invitations. Deep down, she felt drawn to Ethan, not just because of his sophistication, but also because of the sincerity in his gaze and the way he genuinely listened to her. Gradually, their meetings became something they both looked forward to. Ethan, growing increasingly curious about Sophia's world, suggested joining her in activities at the orphanage. Sophia hesitated at first, worried that someone like Ethan, who seemed to come from a vastly different world, might struggle with the simple and sometimes challenging tasks. But Ethan's persistence and patience convinced her to agree. From his very first visit to the orphanage, Ethan surprised Sophia. He didn't hesitate to roll up his sleeves and dive into mundane chores like sweeping floors, fixing furniture, and even playing games with the children. Initially cautious around him, the kids soon warmed to Ethan's humor and warmth. He shared funny stories, helped them with their homework, and occasionally brought little treats to brighten their day. Sophia watched him closely, a strange feeling stirring within her. Ethan wasn't like anyone she'd ever met. He didn't just talk about helping. He acted with genuine care and commitment. His sincerity and patience made her feel at ease. And though she didn't say it aloud, she found herself trusting him more and more. One day, while preparing for a charity event at the orphanage, Sophia stumbled across an online article about Ethan Cooper, the accomplished CEO of a leading tech company. She froze as she realized that the man described in the article was the same Ethan she had grown close to. The piece painted him as a young, influential millionaire, admired in the business world. Feeling a mix of shock and betrayal, Sophia couldn't shake the thought that Ethan hadn't been honest with her. After the event, she sought him out, her eyes filled with uncertainty. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked, her voice trembling with conflicting emotions. Ethan, who was fixing a broken chair for the children, paused and looked up. He sighed, his eyes meeting hers with unguarded honesty. "I didn't want my wealth or status to influence how you saw me. I just wanted to be myself when I was with you." Sophia stood still, his words resonating deeply within her. In the past, she had assumed that someone as wealthy as Ethan couldn't possibly understand her modest life. But his actions, everything from his willingness to take on small tasks to the way he cared for the children, had shown her that he valued more than appearances. "I didn't feel the need to say anything," Ethan continued, his voice steady yet warm, "because I knew you weren't like anyone I'd ever met. You make me want to be more authentic, better, and rediscover what truly matters." Sophia felt the weight of his sincerity in every word. A soft smile spread across her face as the tension in her heart eased. "I think, perhaps I misunderstood you," she said quietly. "Thank you for not letting those things define how you treated me." Ethan gazed at her, a sense of relief washing over him. He realized that this moment was more than just the resolution of a misunderstanding. It was a significant step forward in their relationship, one built on honesty, mutual respect, and genuine affection. Part 6. A Magical Christmas. In the week leading up to Christmas, Ethan quietly planned something special for Sophia and the children at the orphanage. Without mentioning anything to her, he closely observed her daily activities, noting what brought joy to the children. From selecting gifts to decorating, Ethan meticulously prepared every detail, determined to create a Christmas Eve everyone would remember. On Christmas Eve, Sophia returned to the orphanage after attending another charity event. As she approached, she noticed something unusual about the atmosphere. Through the windows, twinkling lights cast a warm glow, and the sound of cheerful laughter filled the crisp night air. When she entered the main hall, Sophia froze in astonishment. The entire room was transformed into a winter wonderland, adorned with sparkling fairy lights, colorful balloons, and a grand Christmas tree standing proudly in the center. Beneath the tree lay hundreds of carefully wrapped presents, each with a personal touch, as if they had been thoughtfully chosen for every child. The children erupted in excited shouts, running to Sophia and pulling her into the heart of the room. They eagerly recounted how Uncle Ethan had orchestrated everything, from decorating the tree and setting the tables to picking out the perfect gifts. Sophia's eyes glistened with emotion as she saw the children's faces glowing with pure delight. Ethan, dressed in a simple yet elegant suit, emerged from the corner of the room. His warm smile and kind eyes made Sophia's heart skip a beat. He approached her, holding out a small, beautifully wrapped box. "Open it," he said softly, his voice carrying both warmth and a hint of nervousness. Sophia carefully unwrapped the box. Inside was a delicate necklace, its pendant a small heart inscribed with the words, "Hope and Love." Nestled alongside it was a neatly folded note. With trembling hands, Sophia unfolded the note and read the heartfelt words written in Ethan's strong yet tender handwriting. "You've shown me the true meaning of love. I don't just want to build a family for these children. I want to build one with you. Will you let me stand beside you to make every moment more meaningful together?" Sophia looked up at Ethan, her eyes brimming with tears. In that moment, she felt her heart overflowing with warmth and serenity. "Ethan," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion, "I trust you." The room erupted in applause and cheers from the children, their joyful clapping echoing around them. Ethan wrapped his arms around Sophia, knowing that she was the most precious gift he had ever received. That Christmas Eve was more than just a celebration of lights, presents, and laughter. It was a moment where two hearts found each other, forging a bond built on love, compassion, and mutual understanding. From that day on, Christmas was no longer just a holiday for Ethan and Sophia. It became the beginning of a lifelong journey, one where they shared their love and brought new meaning to the lives of those around them. Together, they created a legacy of kindness, proving that the greatest gifts are those born from the heart. Part 7. A New Journey. After that magical Christmas Eve, Ethan and Sophia's lives turned a new page. They were no longer just a couple in love, but became passionate partners on a journey to spread compassion and kindness. Ethan used his influence and financial resources to help Sophia expand the orphanage. The once cramped rooms were replaced by spacious, well-equipped facilities. A new learning center was built, furnished with books, computers, and educational tools. The children were not only cared for, but also given opportunities for holistic development, paving the way for brighter futures. Sophia, with her inherent dedication, continued to lead the orphanage. She meticulously planned educational programs, life skills training, and community events to foster connections. Despite his demanding role as a company CEO, Ethan always made time to support Sophia. He never hesitated to roll up his sleeves for small tasks like painting walls, cleaning, or even attending classes with the children. Inspired by their story, the community quickly rallied around them. More volunteers arrived, bringing warmth and love. Together, Ethan and Sophia initiated larger charitable projects beyond the orphanage. They established centers to support street children and hosted workshops to assist struggling families. The annual Christmas parties at the orphanage became the most anticipated event in the region. People from all walks of life attended, families, volunteers, and even business leaders eager to contribute to the philanthropic efforts. The atmosphere of warmth, love, and generosity left everyone feeling the power of community. Ethan and Sophia became symbols of the transformative power of compassion and genuine love. Their story was shared as a testament to the truth that the greatest things in life are not material, but arise from actions of the heart. The children at the orphanage grew up surrounded by love, carrying forward the values that Ethan and Sophia had sown. During a Christmas party 5 years after their first meeting, Ethan stood next to Sophia, gazing into her eyes filled with love, before addressing the gathered crowd. True love doesn't lie in what we possess, but in how we give our kindness and sincerity to others. Sophia taught me that life isn't just about personal achievements, but about building a better world together. And the magical thing is, when we give, we receive so much more in return. We hope our story inspires you to continue spreading love and compassion. Under the sparkling lights of Christmas, his words blended with laughter, songs, and the shimmering eyes of hope. Ethan and Sophia proved that love not only transformed their own lives, but also had the power to change an entire community, and perhaps even the world.